Hi, I'm Cheryl, and I work for Access, and I am here with the band Blue Felix.
What up?
And Blue Felix is here from Minneapolis.
Yep.
So you've come a long way to come to Dirtfest.
Oh yeah, our 5th or 6th year.
So your 6th year. Wow.
So 5 or 6, 5 maybe. I lose track. Feels like 16, but
I'm pretty sure I interviewed you guys last year when you were here. So, so you guys are here, and are you supporting a new album or still writing the last one?
Our other one's only about a year, about 18 months old, so we're still kind of supporting that. We're working on a new one. Should be out in the spring.
Okay.
So just kind of, chaotic, trying to figure everything out on stage and in life. We're just trying to figure out our game plan, but new album should be coming out, at least EP in early spring.
Well, it's hard when you're touring to write sometimes, because
you don't want to really release anything, in the later half of the year, because then it's like, well, you release it in November, and all of a sudden 2 months it's yesterday's paper.
Right,
it's
exactly.
Last year's album. So.
Right, you can't tour with it.
And it's better to, release something in early spring, if not January, because then you get maximum usage of it's this year.
Right, and it's summer, and get the good touring time. So tell me all your names for people that don't know you.
Toxic, singer of Blue Felix.
Okay.
I'm Anthony, I play drums. I'm Wybot, I play the keys and do backup vocals.
Well, that was interesting. One thing about you guys, you don't actually use use other names. You don't use your actual names.
Yeah.
So
and there's reasons behind them. They're not just like, hey, I'm gonna be this guy. And
Right.
We've been calling Wybot forever. It's
right.
Backwards.
Right.
We say his name backwards, silly stuff like that. And we call him I go by Toxic. I got angioedema. My body's basically allergic to itself. So I have a blood. It's a blood thing with I don't know what the hell it is, but basically I swell up if I don't take these medicines, and my face blows up. I'm basically allergic to myself. The doctor told me I was a toxin. And
that's really interesting.
As I was getting teased at work and all my friends, hey, you look like the Toxic Avenger. Hey, blah 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 blah. Instead of getting grumpy, I just embraced the name and just, hey, I'll be Toxic.
And you're okay now, though?
Well, I take medicine.
Okay, you take medication.
If I were to start now in 2 days, I'd look like the Toxic.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So it's something my body's just allergic to itself.
So your interesting names are names you've had for a long time.
There's a reason. We didn't just pick that sounds cool. I'm gonna be Jason Valentine. Or
right.
Silly,
so they're your actual actual nicknames. And so one thing I thought was really interesting is you guys have actually worked with Matt Dalton, who runs Dirtfest, and recorded some things with him. He produced some things for you. In his studio, 37 Studio S is, wait, did I say that right? So that's really cool. Would you come back? Would you work with him again? I'm sure you would work with him again.
He's a really good, I like his like producing skills. Like, he's got a good ear for what sounds good. Like, hey, instead of doing this, why don't you try it like this? Or, I like what you're saying, but go like this instead of going like that. And it's like, all right, let's try that. And then it sounds like, it sounds cool.
Was that your last album that you did?
We did an EP with him.
Okay.
We recorded all of it there, and then we had some of it mixed and mastered elsewhere, but we went out there for, I think, like 2 weeks in a row.
Nice.
Just got it all done.
Just slamming it out, hanging out with him and ordering pizzas late at night, laughing at each other.
Well, he's put this together, and this is amazing, and so
there's a lot of bands
every year.
Yes.
A lot of bands come around to be a part of it.
Exactly. So
the first year of the 2-day thing, so that might be a little different. We'll see how it works, but I know.
I was worried. I was worried this morning that it was going to get. We were going to get rained out, and I know it says rain or shine, but it's hard to have your equipment on stage if it's pouring rain. I mean, it's
it's hard enough to keep it maintained and working on regular.
Well, we can't have lightning and getting you guys like blown up or something on stage, right? That would not be good. That would not be a good thing.
Paper or something.
So now, you guys, do you all work on the writing? Do you all work together, or is one or the other?
In the early days, it was a different style. We would kind of get together and just jam, like, dudes, after school, let's rock.
Right.
And over the years, it progressed to a more systematic way. So now we have like the dudes will, Anthony will come up with a riff. He'll coordinate with the guitar player. The drummer lives 2 states away, so it's hard to get together and do that after school special anymore. But I'd be like, all right, well, I got this riff. What do you think about it? Cool. Here, I'm gonna listen to it. Set these drums. Send it to Y-Bot. Y-Bot went like this.
Right.
And that sounds cool. Meanwhile, I'm writing my lyrics to just like a 4/4 beat, like a metronome in my head. Basically, all like, poetic, laid down in verses and bars of 16 and stuff. My writing technique. And so I can pretty much fit it anywhere to any music as long as it's got a beat.
Okay, interesting.
Anything. So it all kind of intermingles.
It all comes together in the end.
Yeah, we remotely write it and then come together with things like Skype and Dropbox and things over the internet now.
But it sounds like you started out that you all went to high school together, or
for the most part. Well, me and Y-Bot did. He's a little bit younger. Through his older brother, we had met as kids, and we just kept rocking, and then through touring, we met Anthony years ago, and basically we're like, dude, you're coming with us.
That's so cool because it's just like family, right? You just. Bands are like that anyway, but it's nice when you've just known each other forever.
Yeah, no, and it's cool, and we got a great lineup now. It's us, we're family. In the early days, you weed out who's just there for the booze and the girls, that type of stuff. It's like we're trying to actually do this, and so you got to weed out that. I mean, I've lost lifelong friendships. I've lost the most crazy things for this, but that just comes down to the sacrifice that most people don't see what comes into your passion and living your dream and what it takes to actually see it through and how important it is to you. And no matter how many family members and people that look out for you tell you, get your head out of your ass. You're gonna do that forever? Like,
you have to do it. If you love it, you have to do it.
Win or lose, we can only do what we love, and no matter how pissy we get and yell at each other at the end of the day, when we're playing on the stage, it's like, damn,
and that's the magic. When you're up there, that's the magic right there.
That's what makes it worth it.
So now what's next for you guys? You're obviously working on new music and touring.
We're gonna chill out on touring a little bit. Just financially, it's after all these years, it's just we've run ourselves financially to the ground.
Yeah.
So we got.
It's expensive. It's expensive
take a step back. Write some really quality stuff.
Right.
Get our strategy. There it is again.
Strategy.
The last song we recorded, it says tragedy, strategy, and it's got these. And I was in the studio and I probably took 40 takes. I kept saying strategy. I said
strategy.
Trying to say tragedy and strategy in the same thing.
There you go. You should be that. Have that part of the song, right?
It does. And so, but strategically, get a game plan going so we can do the best of our use of money and try to come out next year with I'm actually starting school again. I'm gonna pick up some school for the winter.
Oh wow, nice.
Advanced like TIG welding and stuff to help build stage props. To build things that we do for our show will require a lot more in-depth.
That'd be pretty awesome, really, to do that.
So
definitely.
It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I gotta take some time to do that. Hang out with the kids. We kind of all take a nice breath so we don't totally choke each other.
Right.
And then come back fresh in the spring with new music and new head space.
Because you guys have been like out on tour just a lot.
We did a lot. We've taken the past few months off, but up until about 6 months ago, we were just
all the time. So
beating our heads in the ground. You go out for 40 days, come back, and you look at your credit card, and there's 20 grand was spent in diesel, and it's like, where does that come from?
Right.
Somebody,
Yeah, and that's tough. But you guys are you guys are on Facebook, I assume. You're on all the regular places so people can find your music. You're on
Blue Felix,
Instagram.
Blue Felix.
So Blue Felix is going to be playing today. What time?
3:40.
3:40.
Yep.
So you'll be playing. I'll come down and see you guys. And thank you so much for talking to me.
Right on.
And check out Blue Felix and go to all their pages.